Are you tired of feeling unheard and unseen? Would you like to know how to grow from nothing into thousands of subscribers as fast as possible? And let me know if you can relate to this. You know you have value to share, but don't feel like making content because you know nobody's going to watch it. If you want to grow from nothing as fast as possible, I'm going to share 5 keys from growing one of my channels to 7,000 subscribers and counting. Another channel of mine that gets thousands of views every time I post with less than 1,000 subs. And something I did recently on this channel to double the amount of subscribers. The first thing is essential. This is what gives me hope and belief to continue with this channel. When I was getting ready to launch this channel, I had a lot of fear to get over. This was content I've wanted to make for a long time. It took years for me to just stop and say enough was enough. I was afraid of a lot of things. I'd never taught this stuff in public before, only behind closed doors with people I know and trust, people that love me and would not attack me. There's loads of channels out there on growing an audience, and there's loads of channels out there on the Bible. But getting more views and making money based on the Bible without destroying faith is rare. I know how the internet is. I can click on any video published and there's bound to be some negative comments on all kinds of things. And even though I've been making content for years, it still nearly stopped me from starting this channel. So I recorded 3 videos to launch this channel with. That way, I'd give the YouTube YouTube algorithms, the best chance to promote my new channel. One of those videos got a couple hundred views pretty quick, and I thought I was off to the races. It wasn't the video I expected though. I thought my video on how to make $10,000 a month would take off, but it got crickets. It was my video on how they tricked you to be poor. It was my first video on the channel exposing the system, keeping you from views, money, and all that's good. But at that point, I take views on any of them, but it didn't last. After this initial surge, it felt like ghost town. All that initial joy to be finally doing it was dwindling. I soon didn't have that same passion I had even a few weeks before. I would post, get a few views, a few subscribers, but nothing massive. And looking at a channel with so few subscribers was demoralizing. It was zapping me of the energy I needed to post consistently, let alone post at all. I didn't want to make content that nobody was watching. I didn't like the fact I didn't have more subscribers. And that's when I did something which doubled my subscribers fast. It's something you can do fast too. And you can do this in the notes in your phone, a whiteboard, or pen and paper. Instead of continuing to dwell on all the things I didn't have, I did the opposite. I started thinking about all the things I did have which could build my channel. It's hard to think about this when you're so focused on what you lack, but it's a game changer. It's something that empowers you to move forward when others stand still or walk away. As I mentioned earlier, I have a channel with 7,000 subscribers. I have 10 years of running a business. That business even had a channel with about 3,000 subscribers. Even as I'm saying this, you are seeing that there are things that will come to mind that you forgot about. But all these things remind me I know what I'm doing. As much as it may hurt to put loads of effort into something and then not produce what you want, I don't focus on that. One of the things on my list I had overlooked. I had an email newsletter with thousands of people on it. It wasn't exactly the same topic, but I wrote an email telling people about the channel. After I sent the email, the subscriber count doubled. If you want to grow from nothing as fast as possible, the first thing you must do is stop focusing on what you don't have. Instead, focus on what you do have. Obsess over it. There are things that you have which you are overlooking because you've done it before or it comes natural to you. This is the key to empower you, especially in this critical early stage. This is so important. Before you discover the second thing, I want to tell you another way I did this. I created a lot of successful ads in my previous business, and because I know about marketing, I started seeing my YouTube thumbnails as an ad. So my thinking switched to, Israel, get a thumbnail designed like you were making an ad for your marketing campaign. I know how to do that, and that got me more views, because instead of refreshing YouTube hoping views and subs came out of thin air, I did the opposite. I focused on the things I had and how they would help me with this channel. I know a light bulb just went off for you. And once you start doing this, things are going to change fast. The second thing you should do if you want to grow from nothing fast is a little obvious, but we miss it so often. So the other day, one of my wife's friends came by. We ended up talking for hours. She's going through some tough times. She needed direction. My wife and I both spoke, but I did most of the talking. I didn't plan to, but it kind of just unfolded that way. All I said was, I'm even doing it now. It's so easy to minimize what you do. You think because you do it all the time, it's not special, but your gift is the greatest thing that you have. I shared with her concepts and ideas from the Bible that I knew would help her if she followed them. It's the exact same thing I do on this channel. On any channel I make content for, I use my God-given gift to serve the people I meet. I can tell by her reaction what I'm saying shows I understand and is what she needs to solve the problem. And then she says, you're going to have to charge me or something for this. Now, at $2,000 an hour, that would have cost about $10,000. We didn't charge her obviously, but the compliment was enough. That was free content. You want your free content to be so good, people feel like paying you for it. Because when people feel like that, they think, if Israel's free stuff is that good, I can't wait to pay for something to get an even better experience. But don't mistake my point. I released a video recently helping people who know they need to sell in their business but are afraid to sell. They don't want to come across as those pushy salesmen. I wasn't pushing anything in the conversation. I only shared what I know. When you serve, you are selling, but without any of that negative feeling most of us don't ever want to feel. Let alone others smelling your cologne you're covered in, smelling of cash, cash, cash. That video about selling came from a friend of mine asking me about it. I didn't even start the conversation. He knew I had experience and I helped him overcome his struggles. These two examples show you the second thing you must do if you want to grow from nothing as fast as possible. You must surround yourself with people who need what you have. Most people are in these environments already, but you need to start being aware of what's happening. This keeps you grounded. It reminds you there are real people out there who need what you have to share. If only you'd make the content and help them, they'd find you. These environments remind you what you have is valuable. These environments show you the exact content you need to make. Have the conversations, read the comments, read the emails, listen in the forums. There are things happening all around you, screaming at you saying, this is relevant to your topic. Surround yourself with people who need what you have. The third thing you must do that will help you grow from nothing as fast as possible is thinking about things from your viewer's point of view. But I don't mean like I just shared in the second point. This is different, but as important. When I was about 19, I took part in this mentoring program. I got to spend time with a great young boy. We would agree to spend an hour a week together. But one of the things we learned in training was crucial. Show up. If you say you are going to come and you don't, they'll never trust you. They are vulnerable for various reasons. I remember hearing a story of a young child who watched from afar to see if her mentor would show up for several weeks. The mentor would show up, wait around for more than enough time before leaving, and the young child was so concerned about getting left high and dry, they watched for weeks. She didn't say anything. She didn't go and meet the mentor until they had enough faith they would show up and not abandon them. Viewers can be like those vulnerable young children. They have big pain they would like to fix. They don't want to trust you by committing to your content, only for you to leave them high and dry. So this is a question we all must deal with. If your content was the mentor and the viewer was the young child, what will they see watching from afar? It's one of the reasons I've said I must be consistent. People I'm created to serve are counting on me to serve them. Most of them don't even know it yet, but more people will see. My content is waiting for them. It's waiting for them every Wednesday at 3 p.m. UK, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific. The third thing you must do if you want to grow from nothing as fast as possible is be consistent. Show up consistently for your people so they can show up consistently for you. Now, number 4 should be an easy one. In this video, I've spoken about the mentoring I did. I shared conversations I've had with my friends. I've shared some of my fears. I've shared how my faith is number 1 for me. Those 2 conversations I shared were great because they knew who I was. I didn't hide myself and they welcomed it. Be yourself and have fun. I used to shy away from sharing stuff like this, but I'm much more willing to share things from my life that will help you. So I don't share anything, I share what I have that will help you. Don't be afraid to share who you are personally. You don't have to hide who you are. This is how you loosen up and will create the best content that you can. The fourth thing you need to do if you want to grow from nothing is be yourself. Insert your personality into what you are doing. Number 5, without this, you'll always be like someone at the side of the pool who dips their feet in instead of just jumping right in. I used to dip my toe in, but now I've learned to jump right in. The difference between the two is what you believe. Belief separates the winners from the losers. I don't mean half-hearted belief either. Fifth thing you must do if you want to grow from nothing as fast as possible is believe you will do it. One way I can explain it is by you watching the video on why I believe I was born to win. If you want to have belief that nobody can break, you need to do what I say in that video ASAP. So watch that video next. Go win and God bless winners.